What's up, everybody, and welcome into the Sports Blitz Saturday Sports Countdown, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. Brett Pritchard and Scott Hardy coming to you for about the 34th year in a row, going into football season. But no, glad that you joined us out there. Football season is officially underway here in the state of Alabama as far as high school is concerned. We get a little bit of a taste of college today, Scott, but for the most part, it's high school this morning, and that's what we're going to talk about. We'll give you the scores from around the state of Alabama last night. The scoreboard show, first scoreboard show of the year with Andy and JJ last night, brought you all those scores. But for some of you out there, when you get home, you go to bed.
Yeah.
You know, and that scoreboard show runs from 10 to midnight every single Friday night, and you can pick up all the scores from throughout the state of Alabama as they come in, and hopefully by midnight they've got them all knocked out. But that's the goal. And I did see Ron's email come across last night about 11:50 saying that they still had a few outstanding. So they probably did the best they could. But we're going to try to get them all in this morning, or at least go through a majority of them as football season did get started last night. Scott, good to see you this morning. A lot to talk about. We will have college football at 11 today, Florida State and Georgia Tech in Ireland. So, do they have to fly over there to get it started? I know it's kind of it's usually Georgia Tech, Notre Dame, or Notre Dame. But I guess Notre Dame opted out of the Irish deal this time. You're going to let Georgia Tech go. And we'll talk about that a little bit more. But anyway, locally, we'll start here. And you look at the Opelika Bulldogs coming into Alex City to take on Benjamin Russell. The Wildcats fell last night 28-14. Look, I thought it was a very evenly matched game for the most part. Just too many mistakes. That really is what it boils down to for me. And that's what Randy and I talked about. And when you play anybody, it doesn't matter the caliber of the opponent. When you make as many mistakes penalty-wise as we did in the first half, it puts you behind the 8 ball. We still had a chance to win the game. Cut it to a touchdown a couple of times there in the second half. But credit Opelika for answering those drives. Two really big time drives for the Wildcats to get within a touchdown. Had a lot of momentum. Had them 3rd and 13 with about 5.5, 6 minutes to go in the game. So you get off the field right there, you get the ball back to your offense, and you're driving to try to tie the game. And they hit a big play over the middle for a touchdown to kind of seal the deal and win the game 28-14.
Yeah, and, I thought kind of similar to you, evenly matched game. I was a little worried about how our offensive line would be able to handle the athleticism and size of Opelika's defensive line, but
they handled it.
They did a really good job and allowed the running game to have some success, as well as Elijah Johnson to have time to connect with his receivers. But overall, some things to clean up from a penalty standpoint. I think anybody watching the game can understand that. But overall, I thought for game one, going against a higher classification team and a rival in Opelika, I thought the Wildcats played well enough to win.
No, they played great on defense all night. Look, you look at film, gave up 3 plays, 2 in the passing game and 1 on the ground. And that 1 on the ground came early. Kickoff return, got Opelika down to around the 36-yard line, and then they were able to it wasn't anything special. It was a handoff around left end. They blocked it well and found a seam and got in the second level, and the running back was able to score. So got things kind of off to a shaky start, but settled down after that. And Opelika really, they didn't do much after that offensively. And, they didn't ask a lot out of Colby Key as far as throwing the football. They wanted to play it, close to the vest and ask him to really hand off. But when he had to throw it, he made some really good throws for a sophomore quarterback. So, credit them. They made the plays when they needed to make them at the right times. I thought offensively we couldn't ever get in a rhythm because of the penalties. I thought We really got it going at times running the football with TJ, and that speaks again to our offensive line being able to get out there and win the line of scrimmage against a very, very good defensive front for Opelika. But false start would start you at 1st and 15 instead of 1st and 10, or you get 5 yards and you get 5 yards back. And Opelika had their fair share of penalties too. It was not a penalty-free game for them by any stretch, but we couldn't get any rhythm. But I'll tell you what I do like about the offense is Elijah Johnson. Man, the guy is we used the word moxie in the first half because he didn't look like he was ever flustered at all, and there's no moment in a game that's too big for him. A lot of pressure coming from different places. He just steps up in the pocket. He did one of the best jobs that I can remember of any quarterback we've had of stepping up in the pocket and keeping his eyes downfield looking for receivers. Scott, that's hard to do in college, especially when you got a lot of chaos going on, but thought our offensive line gave him enough time. Even when they did feel pressure or when he felt pressure, he'd step up. And, he's apt to run. And he did run a few times last night. And there's a couple times I thought he was going to run, and then at the last minute, he threw it down the field.
Touchdown
Exactly. Touchdown. He went through his progressions, found his receiver. I mean, man, look, we've been blessed around here to have great quarterbacks, really one after another. And, we just experienced Gabe Benton for 3 years, and the numbers he put up may never be broken, but Elijah Johnson brings a different element to the game and the versatility. And when people have to defend him and they watch film on him, Scott, they're going to have their hands full. And look, our offensive line did really good. Again, the penalties, that's fixable. That's the thing you look at. You go, this is not disorganization and people out of place and confusion and all kind of stuff. This were 5-yard variety penalties. I don't remember us getting a holding penalty at all last night. Now, Opelika got several. So go into our defensive side. I thought our defensive line was very active, really got after it, really held their own because of, Opelika running the ball 85% of the game, and they didn't really bust but one play on the ground. So you look at it defensively, you give up 3 plays. But those 3 plays were big plays, so you gotta trim that down. If Coach Grider were here, he'd say, "Look, can't give up the big play, and you gotta work on the penalties on offense." But hey, had our chances. That's all you can ask for, and you clean up some of the things that you did wrong. I think this team's going to be really, really good this year.
Yeah, I mean, the way the defense played, although they did give up the big play when it. In between the 20s, there was a little bit more. When they had to make a stop or when they needed to get the ball back, I thought that the defense did what they needed to do. Some things on the back end of the defense, we'll want to get shored up. Those plays. The one play, Scott, the
3rd and 13 was just a straight, their guy beat our guy. I mean, he got off the line of scrimmage. We didn't get any pressure, and Colby Key delivered a great football. But we got caught looking inside on the other pass touchdown, and it was a miscommunication. We had no safety help. It looked like our cornerback let him release and go
because he thought he had.
And when he turned around, there was nobody back there. And so again, early season miscommunication, working on some things. So you bust a couple of coverages, and giving up that opening kickoff where they got down to the 36 really kind of put our defense on their heels a little bit. I know you got to be ready to play, but then the first play they were able to make a play over on the left side and score. But for the most part, for them, Opelika defensively. I thought we handled ourselves really well. When Elijah had time, he found receivers. Again, I looked down, and I think Greer is going to be a phenomenal. Here's another one of those receivers nobody really's heard of. And then last night, he was making plays all over the field, had a great touchdown, again, to get us within one score. And, if he complements Sedarian out there with T.J. Wilson running the football and the way our offensive line played, you clean those those penalties up, and you got a guy like Elijah Johnson at quarterback, man, you're gonna have something.
Yeah, I think that was one of the bigger questions coming into the season was who would be the second guy to step up to kind of offset some of the pressure that Sedarian would receive. And Jamichael Greer, Mike, he had a heck of a game as a freshman coming in, and
That's amazing. That's amazing.
He looks the part, and for some in the community for a connection there, that's Fuji Felician, Demetrius Felician's nephew.
Yeah.
And so the pedigree is there, and a great basketball player as well. But I think that now that you see that you have another guy, and I think there's other players too, but immediately you saw somebody that could complement Sedarian.
Well, you got LaJavius Calhoun and John Norris too on offense that really can. I mean, all of those guys are capable of making big plays. So now all of a sudden, when you look at it across the board, you got Carson Spears that, he had a couple of catches last night. Could have had a chance to have a couple more, but, I thought, he's going to get better as the year goes on. He's going to be a guy that can be looked at. So now all of a sudden, you got 4 or 5 options out there. And I thought Elijah did a great job of not just keying on Sedarian.
And I think that was something people, maybe – there was
concerned about.
Yeah, and I think he put that to bed last night, and I think that complements also something that's a change this year is Coach Grider taking over play calling duties, and I thought that he played or called a really good game.
I thought it was a very well offensively called game. I thought, we had them on their heels several times, and again, penalties. And again, I don't want to sound like I'm making excuses. I give credit to Opelika. They made the plays. They won the game. But, it was more about what we didn't do and more about the things that the mistakes that we made more than what Opelika did to us. And again, Opelika did some things to shoot themselves in the foot as well. They had a couple of good runs, but they were called back for holding. And they've got a sophomore quarterback. You can tell Coach Moore was like, I don't really need to put him in a bad situation. And all he had to do pretty much all night was turn around and hand the football off. And a lot of 3 and outs for Opelika offensively. So I thought, again, I don't want to name everybody, but I thought Noah Long and Micah Murphy in the inside just took over at linebacker. Really, and I know Noah Long played a good bit last year, but really now those 2 guys starting, and this is their defense in the middle. I thought they played really good at linebacker all over the field. Up front, man, good to see B.J. Pulliam back, man. And I know there's a host of guys across the front, of course, Caleb Spivey and Poochie and some of those guys. But, man, I'm going to tell you, man, the front 2 levels of our defense are pretty stout.
Yeah, and having Pulliam back, I think also the same way we're seeing offensively with taking some pressure off Sedarian, it takes some pressure off Mr. Spivey as well. So defensively, again, I was really impressed. They score a late touchdown, but as you said, with 5 minutes to go, we were a touchdown behind and had an opportunity to.
You just needed one stop,
yeah.
And they had played well all game, and just on any of those drives. When you score, you get the momentum. That's when you got to get off the field more than ever. And again, they had a 3rd and 13, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't expect them to try to go deep there. I thought they were going to probably try to play it, as safe as possible and punt the football. And credit Brian Moore saying, look. We're on the road, kind of backs against the wall right now. We've lost some momentum. Let's see if we can get it back. And, a tip your hat, sophomore quarterback makes a good throw down the field, and their receiver beat our guy. I mean, there's no other way about it. Sometimes you just have to look up and say, hey, look, they won that play. And but didn't quit fighting all night, and was in that thing the whole time. And that's a good 7-day football team. When you look down at the end of the year, you're going to see that Brian Moore is going to get Opelika back to where they're used to being, and wouldn't be surprised if they're, the 2nd or 3rd team in that region. Now, that's a brutal region. You got Phoenix City, who, I mean, good Lord, last night I just blew the doors off of their opponent. And then, of course, Auburn. I guess that team, I didn't think there was a team in Miami that bad. But they played a team and just They shut them out. I think it was 49-0.
Yeah, a couple of teams went down to Florida. I guess
Hoover's going today, so that one probably won't even get to those here in just a little bit. Stay tuned. More of the Saturday Sports Countdown coming up right after this.
Sportz Auto Sales, Highway 280 in Kellyton, Alabama, is home-owned and home-operated. If you're looking for tires, they have it. If you're looking for a vehicle, they have them. Great selection. Always out looking for more just for you, the customer. And if you're looking for service, whether you buy the vehicle from them or whether you buy the vehicle somewhere else, they do service work and got a great crew there. Keep us in mind. Why don't you go by Sportz Auto Sales on Highway 280 in Kellyton today.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin, comfort for life.
Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply is your headquarters for all the brands contractors know best. We are your local home improvement store with 9 convenient locations throughout Central Alabama. We have a huge selection of Weber and Traeger, Pelican coolers, Milwaukee and DeWalt tools, and other top brands. No matter the project, we have you covered with our high-quality lumber and building supplies. From do-it-yourselfers to seasoned pros, Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply has what you need to get the job done.
Red Flag Pest Control is Central Alabama's best in pest control with hometown service in Lake Martin and now the greater Montgomery area. When you see pests, throw down the red flag. Termites, bed bugs, carpenter bees, mosquitoes, or general pests. Red Flag gets the job done at the right price for your home or business. At Lake Martin, call 888-943-0353 or in Montgomery, 334-265-1831. Red Flag, the best in pest control in Central Alabama.
I'm Karen Chanel, your State Farm agent in Alexander City, Alabama, and the greater Lake Martin area. I want to talk to you a little bit today about your discounts. How many of you are entitled to discounts that you may or may not be receiving? One of the easiest discounts on your homeowner's insurance is that of having a fire extinguisher. Coupled with a deadbolt lock and a smoke alarm, that gives you an automatic discount on your homeowner's policy.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
Well, we had some comments until the internet dropped, and so we're back on Facebook for all of you out there. I don't know why we had a little bit of a glitch there, but I think G, if I can remember, G said that he's glad that Opelika's back on the schedule. He said he loved playing in that game, and you know, it is longest running rivalry for Benjamin Russell, so it is man, what an atmosphere last night. You look across, Opelika's crowd was huge. We had a huge crowd, and those two color combinations, you know, just the pageantry, you look down the field was gorgeous. Just what high school football is all about. That's what football is all about. Two great programs getting together again. Of course, they've closed the gap a little bit more now that we only lead the series by one. Yeah. So, you know, it's always a fun game. And, you know, Opelika gets off to a 1-0 start, and we find ourselves 0-1. But, you know, again, all the goals are still in place, and you look forward. Look, I took a lot out of – nobody likes to lose. I mean, everybody – I know our guys didn't, but, man, I really am taking a lot of positives out of that game from last night and feel good about our team because we lost a lot of guys last year, you know, and that was kind of one of the things about this team that everybody was wondering about. You know, are we going to be able to compete losing some of the guys that we did? And, man, the answer to that question is absolutely yes. You know, offensively and defensively in the trenches, that's where you look to see how good your football team's going to be, and we're going to be just fine. If we stay healthy, we're going to compete with everybody on our schedule, and we're going to win more than we're going to lose. I can tell you that just by the way. And this team's going to get better and better as the year goes along. And Elijah Johnson, again, I know that's big words to use, like I said in the first segment, but I can't remember a quarterback making his first start and being as prepared and looking like a veteran like Elijah did last night, you know, against a very, very good football team where he was making check down reads and, you know, waiting till the last second to throw the football and then knowing when to run it and get yards. He was in control back there at quarterback.
Yeah, and I think, too, something that benefits him, I think that Coach Grider being the play caller with Elijah I think it would have gone a little differently. Elijah's talent level always was going to be there, but I think the style of play calling that you'll see is really conducive to the skill level that he has. And, again, the touchdown pass to Sedarian, he had 2 or 3 different things he could have done. He could have taken a check down, or he could have kept running.
Well, first of all, Michael got just mugged over there.
Yeah.
When he made a move and then 2 guys, and I don't know how. And again, it was pretty well officiated. I thought the officials did great, but they missed that one. I mean, we didn't say anything, but we did say on there, I said, man, you know, how you miss that one, I don't know. But he didn't panic and just throw the ball away. He looked over the middle. Nobody was there. And then he looks down to Sedarian, and there's Sedarian making a break in the end zone, and he puts the ball where it needs to be. So, man, that was really, really encouraging.
Yeah, and I think that because he's able to read through his progressions, you'll see a lot of this underneath stuff. So some of the names that you mentioned, I think that they'll have more and more opportunities. But, again, you know, Game 1, some things that you can clean up, but overall, I thought that it was a great game, and look forward to the game next week against the Balls.
Yeah, and if I can remember the comment from Tony, I don't know verbatim, but he was bragging on Prattville getting off to a good start. You know, Prattville's been down for a few years and not used to that in that community, and you know, they were able to come from behind. Pike Road had a lead and can come from behind and end up winning that football game. And Pike Road, again, was a semifinal team in 6A last year. They got a great quarterback themselves, but obviously they missed Malik Blockton tremendously on that Pike Road defense. So, but anyway, for the most part, recap there of that Benjamin Russell Opelika game again. If you've got any other comments or questions about that game, we'll take them. We're going to go ahead and take a break here on the program, and when we come back, we'll run down scores from around the state, games from this local area as well, kind of give our thoughts on those as the season has begun now. So up against another break, stay tuned. More of the Saturday Sports Countdown right after this.
Alex City Internal Medicine and Nephrology and Weight Loss Center provides optimum care for the whole person. Dr. Dimo Popov specializes in the prevention and diagnosis of high blood pressure, kidney disease, diabetes, and acute and chronic conditions. Our weight loss clinic offers lipo shots and a guide to healthy weight loss. Alex City Internal Medicine and Nephrology and Weight Loss Center, where lifestyle changes are made.
Illinois Towers may very well be the Lake Martin area's best kept secret. An affordable senior citizens community located on Highway 22 East in Alexander City. Spacious one-bedroom units are currently available. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today for more information on the newly renovated Hillby Towers, 256-329-0552. 256-329-0552. Hillby Towers, 22 East, Alexander City.
Sign Source is your local vendor for commercial and residential sign manufacturing and installation. We offer all kinds of lighted and non-lighted signage, from retail signs, LED message centers, event banners, vehicle wraps, the whole spectrum. We also offer service and repair on existing signs, as well as retrofitting to LED or installation of outsourced signage. We have the knowledge necessary to fulfill all of your signage needs in the short or long term. Visit signsourcenow.com to get started.
Satterfield Outdoor Living is Lake Martin's trusted friend for your outdoor land and leisure needs. We're the region's authorized Skag mower dealer for residential and commercial lawns and offer all the small engine accessories you need with top lines of Steel, Echo, Shindawa, Husqvarna, and Metabo products that can tame any landscape. Satterfield is also your grill headquarters with Big Green Egg Grill, and our pros service everything in-house and back up all sales. Get the Satterfield Outdoor difference on Highway 280 right across from Tallapoosa Ford.
Passion, the obsession that burns within. Determination, the burning desire to make it. Drive, the motivation to be the absolute best. Skills, the tools to perform at the highest level. Excellence, the feeling of achievement. At Central Alabama Community College, you can release your passion, show your determination, display your drive, and showcase your skills to achieve excellence. Central Alabama Community College. Central to you. Central to your success.
Hi, I'm Abby Guy, Vice President at Riverbank and Trust. They say that most banks offer the same products, but Riverbank offers something most can't: personal connection. We love getting to know our customers by name and making them feel special with every interaction. It's a feeling of warm hospitality you won't find anywhere else. Experience it for yourself.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. Been long-time sponsors here on the Saturday Sports Countdown, getting you started every Saturday morning. Again, football season rocking and rolling now. And let's start with a couple of games from Thursday night. The Kickoff Classic down in Crampton Bowl featured a local team in the Reeltown Rebels. T.R. Miller knocked them off 28-7 on Thursday night. And, T.R. Miller, very good program, moved down to 3A. From 4A and going to be a force in that classification. Reeltown, look, again, I would say they're still the favorite in 2A. Yeah. Fife's no longer in 2A. They're in 3A. And so Reeltown made it to the state championship game last year. They finished 13-1 on the season. So their expectations are no different even after that game Thursday night. They have every goal left in front of them. So they're going to be a tough out in 2A. So Reeltown will get that reeled back in, no pun intended. Carver knocked off Vestavia Hills last night, 41-19. Luke Robinson called that game for us on the network, and he pretty much said it could have been way worse. Carver controlled that game from the outset. Vestavia has been climbing the ladder in 7A, and a couple years ago they were right there on the cusp of almost being in a state title game, and but obviously Carver, with the new merged school with Sidney Lanier coming over and Bobby Carr, I knew this was about to be a good match with the talent and the coaching pedigree of Bobby Carr. I think he's got 15 Division I athletes on that team. I don't think anybody wants any part of Carver this year. They're gonna have something to say about who wins that classification. And when you got that much talent and you got good coaching to go with it, man, they're gonna be a tough out.
Yeah, and I was really excited to see how it would begin for Carver with Coach Carr, and pretty highly anticipated matchup with Vestavia, but come out on top and put out a really good show. And as you said, with that much talent, no matter who they're playing, it's going to be tough for a lot of these teams to compete with them individually.
Right. Again, going to go through these scores. You got comments or questions, give them to us there on Facebook or YouTube. Also, you can call us at 256-234-6221. Starting in 7A, again, Auburn knocked off North Miami Beach, Florida, 49-0. I'm thinking they probably wish they hadn't traveled up here for that ball game. I'm not going to go through every single score. I'm just going to go through some of the ones highlighting Phoenix City 61, Pinson Valley 14. That was Phoenix City knocking off Pinson Valley. Man, just a dominant win for Phoenix City. And look, I don't. They're the defending state champs. I saw Thompson, and I know they ended up winning the game. Or the Thompson lost the game right there in overtime against a very good Grayson, Georgia team. But if my money was on a team in 7A, it's Phoenix City.
Yeah.
And, boy, you talk about they don't have Cam Coleman on this team again. I mean, they lost several key guys off that Phoenix City team, and they come out like they're in the second round of the playoffs, putting 61 on the board. That Pat Nix has just built a tremendous powerhouse over in Phoenix City.
Yeah, they have an opportunity, and it's good. I mean, we know that it's kind of been Thompson for the most part, and there's been some rotation there with Phoenix City of late. But I think that now moving forward, they're going to have as much to say about what goes on moving forward than anyone.
All right, here's Enterprise, 35-7 over Andalusia. And I know that was down classifications, but, man, Andalusia's got a great program. And Enterprise, though, again, I think they're preseason ranked number 4 in 7A. This team is loaded. They got a lot of great prospects. Eric Winters is on that team in the secondary. Big-time defensive end commit to Ohio State's on that team, led by Brian Blackman. They're about to build a new outdoor practice facility / indoor practice field right beside the existing one they have. So they're pouring money into that program down there. They're trying to get over the hump in that region. Would not be surprised if it's Enterprise and Phoenix City battling for that number 1 spot in that region. But Enterprise beating a very good Andalusia team handily, 35-7. As we mentioned, Thompson lost in overtime, 15-14. The story there, Jared Smith, 17 tackles. Boy, you talk about looking the part and going up against a very good Grayson team. He dominated. And Anquan Fagans with a scoop and score with 10 tackles. They're not going to be many people that score on Thompson. Now, they've got some issues on offense now. Trent Seaborn, still a great quarterback, but just didn't see the offensive weapons that you normally see out of Thompson. Again, they played a heck of a team that's loaded on defense as well, so that was what you kind of expected. Thompson will be fine moving forward, but I don't know that teams are going to score much more than a couple scores against Thompson in any given game.
Yeah, and they'll shore things up offensively, but on the other side of the ball, if you're not – it's going to be tough.
I mean, just loaded on defense. All right, Hewitt Trustful over Jag, 50-6. That one wasn't close. Moving on down, Mary Montgomery, who was 11-1 last year or 12-1, had a great year. They go over to Pace, Florida, which is in Pensacola, which is very, very good program historically. Won several national championships in the past, and they outlast Mary Montgomery 17-14. So it was a good football game. The Prattville game. Prattville comes from behind, wins 41-37. I think Pike Road was up 3 scores in that game, and Prattville 27 unanswered points in that game to win 41-37. And then Shaw, Georgia knocks off Smith Station 15-6. That's your 7A scores. Let's get down to 6A and talk about a few of these here. The Battle of Tuscaloosa was a good one. Central Tuscaloosa knocked off Tuscaloosa County 31-28. Chelsea knocks off Mobile Christian. That's playing down classifications as well. But Chelsea able to win that game 24-7. That's a region game coming up for Benjamin Russell. We'll try to hit some of those up there. Gulf Shores, man, you're defending 5A champs now in 6A. Choctawhatchee, Florida, which is over in Fort Walton, blowout, 38-7 over Gulf Shores. Gulf Shores only 1 touchdown in that game. So, losing some guys on defense, losing Royal on offense. Now, I don't know how good, obviously, Fort Walton is. They're obviously pretty good. I expect Gulf Shores to be fine this year, but, man, I don't think I was expecting 38-7.
Yeah, I was talking to a couple of people last night about it who are familiar with the program. They said it'll be a little different than what we've seen. They may struggle a little bit initially, but kind of what you're saying, they'll shore things up too, but a little different coming up. Classification.
They got the doors blown off.
Yeah,
it wasn't just a struggle.
Yeah.
So look, they'll go back to the drawing board and check things out. Clay Chaltville over Hueytown 28-7. This was a good football game. Gaston City knocked off Muscle Shoals in a very close one, 33-29. Muscle Shoals traveling up to Gadsden City, and I'm telling you, man, giving them everything they want. Homewood over John Carroll, 35-6. It was McAdory in a great football game over Pleasant Grove, 38-35. So that was a close one there up in the Birmingham area. Mountain Brook shuts out Demopolis, 28-0. Another Benjamin Russell opponent, Calera, fell to Northridge 30-27. Close game with Northridge, man. Northridge was a playoff team last year, so obviously the gap's been closed there a little bit. Oxford 56-46 over Central Carroll, Georgia. No defense in that one.
Gosh,
no defense whatsoever, and that's a little bit surprising. Parker over Ramsey. Now Ramsey, great football team. Parker 41-12 over Ramsey. And I'm telling you, people in 6A, they better understand what the Thunder and Herds got going on in Birmingham.
They had a really great season last year, and I see them doing nothing but continuing to climb the ladder as well. But big win for them last night.
Couple more Benjamin Russell future opponents. Pelham gets their doors blown off by Pell City, 35-7. I did not see that one coming. And Percy Julian knocks off Paul Bryant 26-19. So there's a couple of opponents for Benjamin Russell that we're trying to go through that they'll face throughout the year. A few more 6A scores, and then we'll take a break. Saraland over Jackson, 35-27. Very good football game there. Spain Park over Sparkman, 38-7. That's another Benjamin Russell opponent in Spain Park. Spanish Fort all over Fairhope, 42-6. Stand Up Elmore gets a win, 28-13 over Marbury, so they get off to a 1-0 start. Very good game here. St. Paul's 10-3 win over UMS Wright. Very good football game. And then Wetumpka knocks off Beauregard 19-14. So that's your 6A scores from week 1, or actually week 0 technically, if you want to be technical about it. Up against the break. Stay tuned. More to come right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Get ready to rev up your fall with Adams Motorsports in Montgomery. This season, experience the thrill of the open road like never before. From sleek motorcycles to powerful ATVs to versatile side-by-sides, we've got everything you need to fuel your passion for adventure. Whether Polaris, Suzuki, or Kawasaki, Adams sells and services the best. Go to where the journey begins. Visit us today or online for more information. From East Alabama's first family of power sports, Adams Motorsports of Montgomery.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
You've dreamed about the perfect house, a place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense. Happy to help, man. I was just over there talking to myself anyway.
Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is coming soon to the corner of 280 and 49 North in Dadeville. This new 10,000 square foot facility is conveniently located to serve the residents of the Lake Martin area and its many communities. A branch of Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory in Opelika, Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation looks forward to serving your families and your communities, as we have since 1900 at Frederick Dean. 256-750-0381.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Saturday Sports Countdown, presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill. And Sunshine Heating and Air, for all your heating and air needs, call them Sunshine Heating and Air, 825-4849. Kevin Keel and his staff been part of our program really since day one, along with JR Sports Bar and Grill. Had a chance meet up with the Opelika radio crew. We all met up, and then, of course, Jason Caldwell and Christian Clemente from 24/7 Sports met us at JR's. Had a great meal before the game last night, and got to sit around for about an hour and cut up and laugh and tell stories and all. But then went over to the Sportplex, had a great football game there. But yeah, it's good to have JR Sports Bar and Grill. Place was packed when we were leaving. We got there a little bit early, and then by the time we were going out, everybody had pulled in there. Elmore County's cheerleaders came in and ate there before their trip on down to Dadeville, Alabama, and that'll get us into that classification in 5A, and we'll start right there as Elmore County knocked off Dadeville 28-7. Chad McKelvey's first game as head football coach at Dadeville. Again, he's going to build that program back. I truly believe that, and just a great offensive mind. Dadeville actually had the lead in that game. I think they scooped up a ball and ran it in and had a 7-0 lead. But Kyle Caldwell, so many storylines in this game. Kyle Caldwell returns to his alma mater to coach against them, and he is a phenomenal coach, Scott. And you look down, and they have a convincing win, 28-7. I think he won 8 games last year. He won 7 games his first year. And he inherited a team that had gone 0-10 and didn't even have the same helmets. I remember him calling me going, hey, man, we need to find some more helmets. And they played with different colored helmets the first year. He has taken that program, and now you look at them and see how they're dressed and how they look. Man, their uniforms, the all white they had on last night, and that white helmet with the EC on the side of it looked really, really good. Class act, man. Guy knows how to win. He's a coach of the future here in this state. I know Elmore County wants me to shut up talking about him because they want to keep him for a long time. But I just think Kyle Caldwell is going to have a lot of options moving forward over the years. He's just one of the better young coaches here in this state.
Yeah, great player, great offensive mind, and clearly understands how to manage a program. As you said, taking over a 0-10 program, and now in 2 years, 15 wins and playoff berths. So I'm sure it was exciting for him to come back and a little bittersweet, but more sweet getting the win.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no doubt about it. Central Clay County, right up the road, that's Benjamin Russell's next opponent, all over Hanley, 40-7. It's 2 years in a row they've blown Hanley out. And Hanley, I talked to Coach Strain before the season started, and they lost 24 seniors off a program the size of Hanley. Have 3 seniors this year. So he expected it was going to be a lot different. But Central Clay just keeps doing what Central Clay does. Now that's 11 consecutive regular season wins for them dating back, maybe a lot more than that. But I know dating back to last year and then this year, they lost in the first round of the playoffs against UMS Wright in a close game. That's the only loss they've had in a long time. So be a tough task for the Wildcats to roll up to Central Clay next week. Should be a good football game. Really, if you look at Central Clay enrollment, they're at the bottom of 5A, and Benjamin Russell's at the bottom of 6A. So both probably should be in a different class, but it still is the same. I mean, we're in 6A, they're in 5A. You're going to be playing up and down a classification there. But Central Clay, very, very, very good football team. Danny Horn just keeps racking up the wins. Gainesville, Georgia, that's where Josh Niblett is, took on Moody. This Moody team has a lot of high expectations this year in 5A, but not last night. 31-7. Josh Niblett and his crew at Gainesville, Georgia. Hoover's probably looking over and going, man, long were the days of Josh Niblett and what he did. Now, Rush Probst won a lot of football games, won a lot of state championships. But as with Rush and everything, a lot of controversy. Josh Niblett ran about as clean and well-run program as you could have. Hoover was on top of the mountain with him, and now he's over in Georgia doing the same thing, man. He's just class act guy, runs a clean program, does it the right way, and wins a bunch of football games.
And I know that we're probably, a little biased because we're from Alabama, but we have some of the best coaches in the country. I can't. I mean, you see where they go off in other places and still maintain that level of success. But pound for pound, I mean, we have some of the very best coaches and programs in the country.
I totally agree with you there. I think that's why you see so many colleges come into the state of Alabama recruiting high school football players out of this state, because they know even in high school they're getting coached up. And a 4-star here in Alabama's probably a lot better than a 4-star in Connecticut or a 4-star in Indiana or somewhere like that. Again, no cut, but it just is what it is. Leeds over Mortimer Jordan, 42-20. Here was an interesting game. Montgomery Catholic and St. James. Interesting the fact that Aubrey Blackwell comes back to Alabama from Jackson Academy over in Mississippi. That was his old team, Montgomery Catholic, and I thought Aubrey really built Montgomery Catholic up to what they are now. And he turned that program over to a good friend of his and defensive coordinator in Keith Johnson. And Keith Johnson gets Montgomery Catholic over the hump last year. They finally won a state championship. Aubrey comes back and takes over a very good St. James team. And now they lost a lot from last year, but Montgomery Catholic still proving why they I think their regular season winning streak now went to 35 games in a row. They win 42-12 over St. James.
Yeah, that was the game of the week kind of for in the River Region area, and I wasn't expecting that type of game, but I'm sure later as the season progresses, St. James will be just fine.
A few more scores here in 5A, and then we'll run down 4A through 1A in the last segment here in the first hour. Sylacauga over Central Coosa, 69-28. And then Winona over Jackson Olin, 23-14. Very good game up there in the Birmingham area. And that'll wrap up some scores there in 5A. When we come back, we'll run down 4A through 1A. So stay tuned. More to come right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Get ready to rev up your fall with Adams Motorsports in Montgomery. This season, experience the thrill of the open road like never before. From sleek motorcycles to powerful ATVs to versatile side-by-sides, we've got everything you need to fuel your passion for adventure. Whether Polaris, Suzuki, or Kawasaki, Adams sells and services the best. Go to where the journey begins. Visit us today or online for more information. From East Alabama's first family of power sports, Adams Motorsports of Montgomery.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
You've dreamed about the perfect house, a place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense.
Happy to help, man. I was just over there talking to myself anyway.
Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation is coming soon to the corner of 280 and 49 North in Dadeville. This new 10,000 square foot facility is conveniently located to serve the residents of the Lake Martin area and its many communities. A branch of Frederick Dean Funeral Home and Crematory in Opelika, Lake Martin Funeral Home and Cremation looks forward to serving your families and your communities, as we have since 1900 at Frederick Dean. 256-750-0381.
There's only one option for top-of-the-line aftermarket upgrades on your vehicle, and that's Frontline Outfitters. We offer quality parts, lift kits, custom wheels and tires, bed covers, step bars, and toolboxes that are installed by trained and skilled professionals, to custom powder coating with hundreds of colors and finishes, to the highest quality film for window tinting using state-of-the-art film cutting technology. Call Frontline Outfitters at 256-409-8100. Don't be in the back of the line. Put your vehicle at the front with Frontline Outfitters.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Saturday Sports Countdown presented by JR Sports Bar and Grill and Sunshine Heating and Air. Final segment here in hour number 1. We'll go through these scores and get to as many of them as we can, 4A through 1A. Booker T. Washington knocks off Eufaula 18-10. So Booker T. Washington losing L.A. O'Neill to Tallahassee. Went to the third round of the playoffs last year and continues their winning ways. Knocked off Eufaula 18 to 10 there. Orange Beach over Alberta, 27-21. So a good football game there for Orange Beach, coming out with a win. Just trying to look through here and pick out some of interest here. Another Benjamin Russell opponent, Bibb County knocks off Chilton County 29-21. White Plains knocks off Talladega 35-30. Let's go down to 3A. Run down some of these scores here. Geraldine, very good program, 35-6 over Sardis. Mars Hill Bible over Madison Academy, great football, two great football programs, but Mars Hill Bible 34-7 over Madison Academy. Midfield with a 2-point win, 28-26 over Huffman. Tallahassee, tough start for the Tigers. Montgomery Academy, 22-6 winners over the Tigers, but don't fret. L.A. O'Neill will build that program back, I promise you. They went out and got a great coach, going to do really, really good things there. And, again, got to build a culture back. And Tallahassee's got a community that loves their football program and is rabid about it. So they'll have the support and the effort to get back. Prattville Christian shuts out Otagoville 14-0. Randolph County all over Woodland 34-6. Thomasville shuts out Leroy 35-0. So I know that's up and down classifications, but good Lord.
Yeah.
I don't know the last time Leroy was shut out. Trinity knocks off Hopeville 21-10, and that'll be the scores there in 3A. In 2A, Horseshoe Bend knocked off Sachs 22-8, so Horseshoe Bend gets off to a 1-0 start. And I felt like that was a good opportunity to get a win out of the gate. So congratulations to them there. Battle of teams over in Chilton County. Isabella knocks off Thorsby 21-14. Going down through here looking for some other scores of interest. Lafayette knocks off Elwood Christian 49-0. Lynette with a 1-point win over Bullitt County 14-13. Those are all opponents of Horseshoe Bend moving forward. Highland Home, man, good luck in 2A. 38-9 over Strong. Again, Reeltown, we talked about them earlier in the program. Fell to T.R. Miller in the Kickoff Classic on Thursday, 28-7. But don't fret, they'll be back and in the winning side of things. I would expect a favorite in all the games in the regular season, and my money would be on them in 2A. Them are Highland Home, and they've clashed the last few years, and Reeltown's been able to get the better of them. So, all right, in 1A, closing out the scores from last night. Wadley wins their football game 34-6 over BB Comer, and good luck in 1A playing that.
That's just they got a back that they just go let it go, and I think that's going to be a good strategy.
That guy right there, man, 6'4", 220 in 1A football running.
It's good. It's like Brandon Jacobs.
It is, man. Just a load, and plays middle linebacker too. So big time win there, and again, we'll follow them. I think they've got Horseshoe Bend next week. So Wadley and Horseshoe Bend, that's a rival game there. Lynn over Meek 33-30. That Lynn team in 1A is really, really good. I thought the Brantley, I don't see the score on here, but if I can remember, it may have been a Thursday night game that's not listed on here, but Brantley was in a really good football game. It's not listed on the score here, and they played a rival game down there in South Alabama. I think it was Brantley and Opp. I think Opp knocked them off by 3, if Bess could remember. So Billingsley over Greensboro 46-20, and Spring Garden over Sand Rock 41-7. That'll wrap up your scores from around the state of Alabama. Scott, in week 0 already under our belt, moving forward, and again, we know this time of year, just think Fridays and Saturdays come around faster and faster each and every week. So looking forward to it. But again, some big wins for teams locally and some tough losses. So some rebounding to do, and the Wildcats will take their team on the road next week to play Central Clay, another rival game for the Wildcats. So 2 very emotional games to start the season, a tough